The no wrong answers is no leisure cruise. The random creaks and sputterings of the cobbled together components and reconstituted machinery might feel to some as if the ship is but a moment away from exploding into a million pieces. But she's strong. And more importantly than that, she is home. So while what passes for the mess hall is not particularly fancy, or aesthetically pleasing, or even spacious, it is where the four of you have gathered tonight. You have torn your way into the drift once more, having plotted a course towards the vast asteroid belt known as the Diaspora, your next port of call, where Pinch can hopefully generate a solid lead towards the vessel known as an Omen Bringer. Regis has temporarily assumed the role of pilot, while the four of you, at Arda's request, have convened for a meal. Pickings are slim. Glorified rations is the most pleasant way of putting it, but such is the way of life in the sky. And presumably, the food is not the point, but the company, as you settle into your third-hand seats.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for dinner.
This is fancy.
Well, I just figured that time is always fleeting, and we should celebrate what little of it we do have in the company of friends. And I would like to share my time with you all. Please, have a seat.
Zahak has never eaten with anyone like this before. Certainly, I'm on his time.
It's a trap.
On the wrong answer. So he suspiciously eyes everyone and then clambers over. Like, what's that character from Star Trek, Sean?
Riker. Riker?
He does the Riker.
Oh, the forward seat.
He does the Riker sit down because he's 7 foot
Sean's
tall.
demonstrating it now.
No. He steps over it. He does this where he steps over the back of it.
Oh God, isn't this great for an
He's
audio
demonstrating.
format? Oh,
yeah.
my.
That's how Riker sits.
It's
on the
important
show.
to know that these seats, especially being as they were sourced by Clink in various dumps and places throughout Absalom Station down in the Spike, are definitely not generally meant for Kasarthans, being over 7 feet in height and in an already small, cramped space.
So his knees are up to his chest.
Would you like any cushions, Zahak?
No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but no.
Of course. Well, this is a group dinner. I've tried to, with Regis's help, make things that could be accommodating to specific cultures. However, what we do have on the ship is limited, so it's rather just rations in different flavors.
Well, I appreciate the gesture. I have found in the past that people find my mandibles somewhat distasteful to observe while eating. Perhaps you understand a little bit of that, Zahak.
I do.
Yes. What is it with Kasarthans and their mouths?
Have you ever noticed the Kasarthans eat like this? Shirts eat like this.
Sorry, I seem to have caused some sort of awkwardness. Is it a taboo subject?
It is. But I'm happy to discuss it with you.
I know that you're showing your mouth is taboo, but I didn't know if talking about it was taboo.
Talking about taboos typically is taboo. Clink.
But how would one know if it is a taboo without discussing it?
Informal conversations had. I feel.
Yeah, Chris, you tell me.
I feel as though this is why you were so beguiled by the Sheeran on that planet before.
Myself? Well, I am interested, as I always am, in learning about new people and their ways, their walks of life. However, Dr. Zvoon provided a rare opportunity for me to solve the mystery unfolding before us. What happened to me and what I can learn from it in order to, yes, part of me hopes that I can stop it happening to myself, but more importantly, anything that can be learned about this process must be passed on. I would hate for this to happen to other androids, but also other species apart from myself. It's unfortunate that she could not join us here today.
It is, yes. She's also a liar, so I wonder how much of anything she said is true.
Why do you think she was a liar?
She was a liar. I saw her. I spoke to her. She's a liar.
She took part in something distasteful, but she seemed contrite and ready to make amends.
She also lied right up until the end. Do you recall, she said to you that there is hope for you?
Yes.
There is none. She lied. She is a liar.
Well, it's a rather dark way to begin our meal. I believe Waydan says there is hope for all of us. We just have to explore far enough to discover it.
And if that's what you believe, that's fine. My opinion on it doesn't actually matter. What matters is that her opinion, was that there was no hope and she chose to lie to you.
Speaking of belief, you, I wish to be somewhat delicate, but perhaps...
No, please, dig in. Sorry.
I was going to say, I want to interject and say I think Pinch already has.
Yeah,
Which is why
100%.
He actually couldn't care less about this conversation.
No, I'm fully imagining Pinch just like shoveling.
Around the sniper rifle.
Imagine there will be a multitude of sound effects that are underneath this entire thing, which is just purely gross Yosoki
I
sounds.
look forward to skipping.
And while these two are
it's a
talking
dinner
about...
scene. Skip.
While these two are talking about their mandibles and their mouths and the taboo of it all, Pinch is happily just shoveling away, as disgusting as either of them would be. He doesn't care.
Does Pinch try and steal other people's food?
Certainly, if you guys are too busy talking.
I think it's
like that. You
I
done
think
with
it's
that? Yeah, just
buffet.
grab it.
Can I roll sleight of hand so that they don't notice what they're talking?
Absolutely. Please roll me a sleight of hand.
Whose food do you go for first?
I presume I'm sitting next to you.
Yes.
So Zahak.
I feel it's
Okay.
exactly like this table is set out
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So we've got Zahak and Pinch on one side and Clink and Arda on the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Battle lines have been drawn.
Yeah, and I
Battle
feel,
dinner lines.
and as we are here, Zahak and Clink are directly opposite,
Yes, that's
sort
right.
of like meeting eyes.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
And I
Bugged
think
to
it's-
weird fucking monster
It's as
creature thing.
that back and forth begins, kind of, and he knows that everyone's distracted. He reaches over to his left to take some of
I
Zahak's
like it's
meal.
the idea that Pinch is pretending to be focusing, so your head is looking,
Yes.
but your arm is reaching.
Do I roll? I
Yeah,
don't
you-
think
so this
Arda's
is
going to
a,
admonish you either way,
I
but
keep
it's more
forgetting
just
this.
for
Does-
character stuff.
We do have perception rolls, don't
Yeah.
we?
Yes.
Everyone that feels, well, definitely Zahak. If you feel, everyone just roll me a perception before.
We can know if we notice, and then whether we
Choose
care.
to do
So
it,
first of all,
Yeah.
what did everyone get before Pinch says what Pinch got?
16 for Arda.
9.
Zahak gets 20.
And what did you get, Pinch?
21.
Oh, no one notices.
That's fucking rad.
Pinch, is that it? You're staring at the conversation, but not paying attention, but the arms just reaching over?
Yeah, I think he's doing that thing where if you really paid attention to him, you'd notice that he's not ever really looking at the person who's speaking, but he is changing who he's looking at, and he's doing the little
It's set on a timer. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's
I'll
just on a
stare at
rotation,
you
like,
for 2 seconds.
And reaching across and
It's like one of those clowns at the stalls where the mouth is open, it's just turning at a
If you're
timer.
not paying enough attention, it does look like he's engaged, but once you really look, he's
But
certainly
he's not saying words that
Yeah.
are relating to the
Pinch
conversation.
gets extra food.
Mandibles.
Pinch gets extra food.
Ah, yes, mandibles. Yes, mandibles.
Klivik, you were saying.
Brilliant.
Speaking of beliefs, perhaps this is delicate, but I believe the air needs to be cleared. I am no expert on the religions of the pack worlds and beyond, but I rather suspect you have first-hand knowledge of the Devourer, given your practices. Is that not so?
Why do you ask?
Well, we go into the maw of the cult of the Devourer, so to speak, and I want to be assured that everybody upon this ship is working towards the same end. I feel we have been quite discreet since welcoming both of you onto the ship. Your past is your own, but in the spirit of going forward with a clean slate, an open heart, perhaps a little bit of divulging might be in order, just to settle our anxieties.
I would also be curious. It's not too often that you get to learn about others' religions.
Ah, very good. In the spirit of accepting others' religions, I will divulge my faith, of course, but not in the sense or anxiety that I am not on side, Klivik.
I'm detecting animosity. Perhaps we should start with an icebreaker. Regis, do you have any pre-prepared icebreakers for dinner?
I was not aware that One moment.
I'm so sorry, Sean. This is a real dick move from me.
Googling icebreakers, dinner party, space, question mark?
Space.
ChatGPT, what are some good icebreakers?
If not, I can jump in. I'm sorry, Sean. That was me.
Don't distract. I want to hear.
Would you
divert
prefer a verbal game or a physical game?
I would just like to hear what Zahak has to say, actually.
Oh, well,
And I
I
was
shall-
going to answer the question.
Yes.
I shall leave you to your meal then. Very well.
Thank you, Regis. Zahak, you were saying?
The AI, I always wonder when the AI is going to finish talking. There's always a sense that he's about to say something fucking more. Is the AI finished? Is the AI finished? Okay.
As
What
I-
I was going to say.
Son of a bitch.
Go for it, go for it.
Damn it.
As I was saying, yes, in the spirit of invitation to share rather than under the eye or suspicion, I'm happy to discuss my faith as a member of the cult of the Devourer.
Ah,
Would you like to know more about my god?
yes, if you are willing to offer that information.
All things die, Ada. All things are taken.
Taken.
Everything that you do takes. Everything that you do uses.
You speak of entropy.
I speak of the very existence of life, not just the slow death of the universe. I mean your acts. You consume time by existing. You consume space by being of flesh or metal or energy. What we have in front of us here, and I think at this point Zahak would like to notice that his dinner is slightly smaller.
What we have in front of us is an empty plate.
What we have in front of
I
us...
see it was taken.
What we have in front of us, or used to have in front of us, sustains us. We take from this universe and consume it. To live is to have power. This is not to be contested. It seems logical enough. Shout out to anyone who gets that quote.
Not I.
Baldur's Gate 2, baby.
Deep cut.
Thanks
Deep
for people
cuts.
playing along.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the faith of the cult of the Devourer. It's to recognize that we are beings that consume the world around us, and it is one against the other.
What about the act of creation? How does that factor into your religion?
How do you mean? To create is to destroy.
You destroy the potential for alternative creations. And as you say, any creation consumes space, energy, time.
The very materials it requires to be built is an act of consumption. It's just reorganizing things.
I appreciate the look at the founding philosophy of your faith, but how do you feel about what our potential adversaries have done, or may do?
I don't know why they've done it.
Is it a solo practice, or do you congregate in groups?
Can be both. Many of my brothers and sisters are dangerous individuals who eat flesh, burn buildings, destroy cities, annihilate planets.
How do you feel about that?
Their path is their path, and mine is mine.
And what is your path?
To consume, Ada. To consume what I see.
Would you take part in the consumption of a planet? A burning of a city?
I would join brothers and sisters in consumption, if I could.
Well, this is my concern, that should we locate the cult of the Devourer, that you would rather join them than help put an end to what they have begun.
I have not turned Ada in. I have not betrayed you. I am not a mindless moron who destroys anything in his sight.
I'm not implying such.
What are you implying? That I am a traitor? That I am a liar?
I think. Oh,
Attention, crew of the No Wrong Answers.
I hope this is a nice break.
I do not mean to interrupt your communal mealtime, but we are in the process of exiting the drift and shall arrive shortly in the Diaspora. May I suggest taking your places on the bridge? Again, my sincerest apologies for drawing you from your food, although, since I have no mouth and no ability to eat said food, I shall no longer be suffering from an, as the saying goes, agitation at not being involved.
What saying is that?
Regis, are you upset that we did not invite you to dinner?
Absolutely not.
I think
Should
he's
I roll for this?
lying.
Yes.
Does sense motive still count if it's an android to an
robot?
AI?
Oh yeah, there's just a lot of minuses involved.
Yeah.
On both ends.
Thankfully, on both ends. No. It's a 1.
Yeah, he was fine. You take your friend at face value if he had a face.
You take his word.
You take it at voice value.
Voice value.
I think Zahak stands up from the table and says, well, shall we? The bridge. And he's going to pick up Pinch from...
Oh,
Drops a bit of food from your mouth back onto the plate.
I wasn't done.
Come along, Pinch. And he'll put him on his shoulders and walk off. No, he'll just keep carrying him.
Just like by the back of the top.
By the scruff of the neck.
Great. Perfect.
you can take your plate with you.
Yes, and he would like to reach down.
Zahak lowers Pinch down.
He doesn't take the plate, he just grabs what was left on it in like a fist.
Yeah.
A fist of
A bit of like
meats or whatever.
gruel or
Yeah.
yeah.
And Zahak picks him back up like a little remote crane and takes him away. And as he does, he whispers in his ears, if you ever take food from my mouth again, our friendship is over.
Ooh. Scary.
A boundary.
Clinkanada,
I must cross it.
do you follow suit?
I mean, as they leave, I think Clink will turn to Ara and go, what is it that the humans say? I may have put my foot in my mandibles.
A hard thing for you to do.
Yes, well, I hope I haven't offended him if he is capable of such. He did seem to think I was calling him a moron.
Yes, I suppose we can only look forward and hope that any indiscretions can be eased with further actions of goodwill.
Yes, I'll work on my social graces while attending to the engine. We best make it to the bridge.
Yes.
Our group is full of people who are socially inept.
Yes.
You're all
None
the
of us
worst.
know what anyone
about-
else is talking about.
What about the characters?
Ew.
We make a podcast, Ellen.
A reminder of your stations. Who
Yes.
is the engineer?
I believe it's the engineer.
Who's the science officer?
Me?
Who is the captain?
Typically, the Zahak jumps into the role of captain if he's
Yes.
not on the guns or doing anything else
Yep.
that needs to be done.
And then who is the pilot?
Me.
So you take your stations just in time to exit the drift directly into the path of an asteroid. Pinch piloting check.
What a day to forget your notebook. They didn't teach you this in pilot school.
The ship gives you a +1, and you can take
Yes.
a +1 from the computer as well.
Yep. And that's every round, am I correct, Phil?
Every round, there are 4 +1s available.
To be
from-
clear, this is not starship combat. This is just an asteroid in the way of
okay.
a pilot.
Oh.
Never mind.
Can you not still be assisted by the
For a piloting check, yes, but I'm just making clear
Yes.
that this
No,
is
sorry.
We're not
I
in
thought-
combat with an asteroid. Yes.
Yeah, you might win.
See, there's the +1 from the size of ship gives you +1 to piloting.
Yes.
And
Then I get an additional.
yeah, we have a quad node. I think that's what it's called, a quad node.
How scary if the asteroid was just piloting itself like a ship, though. At some point, it turns
chases
itself
us.
around.
Just be careful though, since we're facing asteroids, we don't want to go too far out the map, otherwise we'll turn on the other side of the screen.
Exactly.
It'll break up into smaller asteroids.
How'd you go, Pinch?
I got a 21.
Excellent.
Whee!
So as the drift space slowly start to merge out of the whites, and you jolt back into normal space within the packed world, there is immediately an asteroid that's slowly drifting, no pun intended, towards your view screen. And Pinch, with food in hand, and you quickly launch your paw forward and jolt on the the controls, and the No Wrong Answers slowly starts to turn on its axis as you just manage to avoid, and the asteroid almost scrapes under the underside of the No Wrong Answers.
I'm sorry about that. I did not see that coming, but to be fair, that is the nature of drift travel.
So being in another dimension, it's hard to predict what's on the other side.
As you regain your bearings and your heart rate starts to steady, you can finally take stock of the Diaspora. Apparently born from the destruction of twin planets, it is not just made up of the one asteroid that threatened your safety, nor is it the hundreds that you spy, peppered far and wide as the view screen will allow. It is millions upon millions of scattered rock, ranging from a few feet to many miles, a rough ring realized from the wreckage of worlds. Though the belt appears barren, Pinch, you know better. The free captains claim the Diaspora as home, port, and safety, safe from prying eyes, rigid laws, and packed world scrutiny. The free captains, infamous collective of pirates, smugglers, and raiders, of which you were active as one for a time, carve out an existence on the wrong side of the law, and their central stronghold of power is carved into the side of a large asteroid known as Broken Rock. Known only to a free captain, and they like to keep it that way, which is where you are headed. Or you would. As you make your way towards the closely guarded secret of the free captains, Regis again pipes up.
It appears we may have some company. A wide variety of ships appear to be closing in on our location from roughly the direction of which we are heading.
Are they hostile?
Unclear.
And you look down, especially the science officer, you look down, you can see on the lovely old tech of the green screen, you can see the dots that are heading towards you in a rough V formation. It looks about 15 to 20 ships, roughly. And as the four of you travel along for a few minutes, it slowly starts to come into view. First, almost like ants in the distance, they slowly start to make themselves known. It is a convoy of ships. Racers, freighters, fighters, haulers, over a dozen ships in total, led by a spectacularly sleek and pristine fighter. Unique in its teardrop shape, downswept wings, and golden cockpit canopy, obscuring any view into the interior of the ship, simultaneously modern but with an almost ritualistic reverence to detail in its artistry and markings, both old and new.
It appears we are being hailed by the foremost ship, it would seem. Should I put it through?
Pinch, do you recognize that ship?
Do I recognize that ship?
That's what I asked you.
It seems a bit too fancy to be...
It doesn't appear to. No, you don't appear to recognize the ship per se.
That's certainly not Teresh or any of my old mates. Wouldn't be too keen on getting too close to them.
Well, they are hailing us.
Do I recognize the ship?
You know what?
Do any of us?
Everyone that's looking at the ship, make me either a culture or an engineering.
Culture.
Ooh.
I'll do engineering to work out about the ship
Yes.
itself, because it seems very interesting to me.
15 for Arda.
24 on engineering.
Woo! 26 for culture.
18 for culture.
And if they are criminals, I get a bonus to that.
For you, Pinch, you do recognize, and you can definitely surmise through the weird eclectic nature of these groupings of ship that seem to be from a variety of manufacturers in differing states of disrepair and such, that these are indeed the free captains, or most likely to assume so. Aside from that, it's kind of hard to really decipher much on. You recognize some of the ships as ships that you have probably come into contact with over the years. Some of the more beaten down ones, you're like, oh yeah, I remember when that was in much better condition.
Yep. I'll have to look past the grime and the missing parts. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yes. What did you get, Ellen?
Oh, shoot. 15, I think.
Yeah, you don't recognize much apart from that. You won't know these are the free captains. They don't appear to be necessarily hostile, other than the fact that it is 15 ships that have converged on your location. To both Clink and you rolled engineering, didn't you?
Engineering for
So
Clink.
Clink, you know this from your knowledge of ships, from your knowledge of what kind of exists in the world and your aspirations. And Sir Zahak, you know this for a very obvious reason. This is an Adaran ship. It is manufactured by the Adari.
It's a Kasathan ship built on the Adari.
Yeah, so
the majority
that's
of
weird.
The majority of Kasathan ships are known to be made by the Adari. I'll show you.
So I thought the Adari was a race, not a world.
The Adari
ship.
is the homeworld
Is
ship.
the world
that they-
ship,
it's the
yeah.
world ship they came in.
You did the whole
That
Patrick
is what
Star thing
Kasathan
of
ships
picking
look
up
like.
your place and moving it over.
They look like Eldar ships from Warhammer 40k.
They look a bit like the Naboo starfighter.
They do.
Ah,
don't
they
they?
do look
Yeah.
like a Naboo
So
starfighter.
they're known for their sleek mixed with old world design. It's kind of a weird amalgamation of strange technological advancement, but also kind of like a ritualistic adherence to old world tech. And you can usually note them by the cockpit, which is emblazoned in kind of a gold sheen, basically obscures anyone from the inside.
If these are criminal dealings, they've picked a rather conspicuous ship.
On screen, please.
On screen is a rather large figure, quite significantly, one would presume from their knowledge, larger and taller than Zahak would be. With the bald, there's no hair on top of the head. It's very much an ant-like structure, segmented body. You can see the various arms and legs that are splayed over the controls of the ship, with the beady eyes that are boring through. And this thing stares and looks across. And then you hear through... yes.
Hello.
And you hear... as you
Adorable.
telepathically communicate that, which is in our Starfinder universe, we have the technological means to telepathically
Amplify through the communications relay.
You
yeah.
say hello. Hello! And Pinch, you know this to be Teresh, the Formian. Oh, Pinch! It is so good to see you again. Oh, I got your message.
Hey!
Ow.
And you have new friends, do you?
Yeah, you know I like to move around, but I haven't forgotten about you, buddy.
Oh, nor have I. I have moved up in the world.
Ooh.
I was gifted a new ship.
Very nice one it is, too.
Oh, well, once you become a member of the Pirate Council. Oh, by the way, I was elected part of the Pirate Council.
Congratulations.
Yes,
That was always his dream.
It really was, but I was gifted this. Nick, it is good to see you.
So, what have I missed? What have you all been up to? Besides the promotion, of course.
Well, I must say, I would ask you that question. You've been quite a busy Yosoki. Yes, news travels fast, Juicy. I do apologize. You must understand, once we heard word of your notorious exploits on Absalom Station, we had to take precautions. So you must understand, in case you were followed, we couldn't really risk anyone finding the location of Broken Rock, so we thought we would come to you, and I must confess, we were expecting people to be following you, so we came as a show of force. Not to you, of course, but just in case. But it does appear as if you are alone, which is good.
Yeah, I'm a better pilot than that. You know me. Know how to shake someone off my tail.
I admit the last time we both found ourselves in a precarious position, you managed to escape the law. I did not.
Exactly. They'll never get me.
Well, they got me. It was only 2 years, it's fine.
It flies by.
Oh, I received your message. And it appears you want danger?
Oh, always. But this time a particular kind of danger.
I'm sorry, where are my manners? I am Teresh,
Greetings.
Member of the Three Captains!
Yes, we heard that you made that promotion during your chat. That is rather a large accomplishment. You must be very proud.
Oh, ever so proud, ever so proud. And I intend to do good things, but what of you? What of you? What are your names? Who are your friends? Please?
I am Arda Prime.
Hello?
It is very nice to meet you.
And to you?
I love this guy. I can't make it through this.
Clivic or Clink? I'm surprised you've not learned our names from our notorious bounties posted about us.
No, that was a pinch.
Oh.
I think that's rather a good thing, Clink, don't you?
Yes, excellent.
Not everyone can be me. It's okay.
Yes, I know.
And what a
I thought
strange
we were
world!
famous.
What a strange world it would be if we were all Pinch.
And what about the brooding, hulking one in the back?
I am Zahak Yanana Deva of Clan Mirek of House Shalamesham, Ravager of the Clan of Illis.
Oh, Kasathan, you make wonderful ships!
Yes, we do.
Oh, my compliments to the chef, as it were.
Yes, you have good taste.
I agree. So yes, sorry.
I'm gonna eat him. I'm gonna eat him so bad.
Don't. My best friends are fighting.
Pinch, you mentioned a tusk.
A tusk?
A task. Don't be rude.
I am sorry. I will modulate my inner ear to hear better your accent. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what sci-fi I could use to get out of this.
Trust me, it is better I use this than to use my mandibles, as the Sheeran no doubt knows. People often have trouble deciphering what we say. I don't quite understand why. Oh, I understood that.
I concur.
That was very funny, Clink.
But I digress. What brings you to the Diaspora?
Yeah, so, like you said, we are looking for danger. I mean,
Danger.
when am I not? But this time in particular, we are looking for an omen bringer. And we figured if anyone's going to know if there's one in the area, you could point us there.
Let me think. Well,
Does the Cult of the Devourer have specific sigils that we
Yeah.
noticed on the Hayuki? No.
the Hilki.
Hilki guy? And maybe on Zahak.
You would have noticed like the problem with the Hilki is that there is a slew of like a mismatched items from different cultures. There's a lot of excess viscera and blood. I can give you one moment.
I also ate him.
Well, yeah. And he was dead
Yeah.
already. So
Yeah.
I mean, the
you know,
omen
we're not
bringer-
getting primo information from him.
I mean, also, if there are logos, I'll know them.
Right, yeah. Yes.
Also, the Omen Bringer is like a capital class ship.
It's a huge fuck off ship. It's a big old thing.
Yeah. Him going, oh, let me think. I'm like, come on, man. You know if there's a capital ship hiding
This is
somewhere.
like an idea of the kind of shit you see on a devourer.
Okay.
Lots of
there seems to be
robes,
like a lot of
robes,
circles.
dark colours.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Red
lot of like red and black
ovals.
circles
Yeah.
and such, which
Yeah.
is in keeping with the devourer.
Yes, an enormous Eoxian cruiser.
Perhaps with sigils that align to the Cult of the Devourer, red and black.
Yes. No, I understand.
He knows, he's just thinking.
Oh, of course. We will allow you time.
As a member of the Free Captains, and once a Free Captain,
Always a free captain.
Exactly right. You must understand how this works. I am completely amenable to assisting you in this venture, as I do believe I have the necessary information. But, Free Captain to Free Captain, nothing comes free.
Oh, of course, never.
Some measure of transaction must occur if there's anything that you can part with or deliver in return, of course. It's information, and you must understand I cannot make exceptions.
No, of course, I wouldn't expect it. Is there anything in particular you guys are in need of at the moment?
Well, not many have found their way to the diaspora lately, so trinkets, treasure, interesting things, magical, technological, anything of interest I'm always interested in.
Are the stones still rotating around your
Yeah,
head?
I was just about to say he hasn't taken the stones off, and I think probably even at the same time Pinch looks up, and your eyes go up on the screen a little.
You see the Forian like slightly alter its gaze.
Pinch just goes a little cross-eyed, looking over his head. He gives a big, oh, you know what? I only just got these, and they are real shiny, but. And I think he takes a minute to like turn away from the screen. And you guys can all see him.
Like biting the knuckles.
Yeah. It's, you know how much it hurts me, man, to get rid of something so pretty, so shiny.
He also stole them, which just adds a particular value.
I have a lot of batteries, but I think in particular might be referring to your stones.
They are rather exotic.
If I could exchange any of my items, I would.
No, it's okay.
Oh no. I can't think of a little rat crying. It's gonna fuck me up.
And you like note from the ship, there's like a little tiny bot that like extricates itself from the ship, almost like a drone, and it hovers over and it makes its way to like, there's like a little slot where a little drone can like fit in.
I've sent over a delivery drone. If you would be so kind as to relieve the trinket, because now it is almost serendipitous. You'll only have it for a short time, and now I shall have it for a short time, and then I can pass with my information.
Can I roll perception?
Yes.
To just clarify, we're old friends. We're also both old criminals.
Yeah. Is he on the level? Go
I
for a
just wanna
sense
check.
motive.
Yeah.
Sense motive.
Yeah,
motive,
yeah, absolutely. That is 16.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy DC. It was DC 15. Basically, free captains run by a code. There are very simple tenets that stop them from devolving completely into chaos. A captain's word is their word. Once they say, for example, if a captain was to board you and then they say, hey, give us all your stuff, we'll let you go for free, we won't shoot you when you leave. A captain's telling the truth. They cannot go back against their word.
They would be expelled from the free captains if they
there
then
might be a
shot you.
reason that Pinch is no longer a free captain. Anyway.
Oh my god.
But that basically he's saying, hey, rule of the free captain tenets, a transaction's a transaction.
Yeah.
You do for me,
He's still
I'll
on the
do
level.
for you.
He's still there.
Yes.
Awesome. Then Pinch is going to take the stones away from his head, and he's going to give each one of them a little kiss. And then he's gonna with a little squeak, and then he's gonna pop them inside the little bot.
And then the bot.
Pinch, are you sure you want to do this?
We all put our hands on Pinch.
This is a traumatic moment for Pinch.
I thought we were across the bridge. But know that I am reaching out to you.
Pinch, are you sure you want to do this?
Anything for a little bit of extra danger.
We appreciate it.
Zahak sees Dex, the little robot, in the corner and is like, that could be valuable. Stuff that in the fucking container.
Dex has its own
Dex,
mind, right?
Yeah, Dex is an AI. Yeah.
Dex gets scared.
It crawls up inside my jacket.
I imagine it does the dog
He's
head,
shaking inside you.
Yeah, the dog head tilt of
Peeks itself out of your uniform.
His little dragonfly wings twitch nervously.
That's so expensive. We could have given those away.
Oh my, these are aeon stones as I thought. They do not come this way. Pitch, you've made an old Formian very, very happy.
Don't say I don't do anything for you.
Will allow me to do something for you.
This character voice is nuts.
We hear tales. The oceans mining the Diaspora is not a new development. And the native Sarkeesians who make home here in the Diaspora do not usually mind such temporary intrusions. However, word spreads of what you speak of something large and dead, drifting behind a monstrous asteroid close to Havanak's vortex. The description is rare and watered down through telling, but an ermine bringer. does indeed make sense. You follow the river between until you reach close to where the vortex usually lies. Behind its coordinates is the large rock. There, you will find it. You will find what you seek. That is what I know. That is how I can help.
All of you make me... Yeah, a culture roll.
That wasn't amazing for me, but it's okay.
No, neither.
I did quite well.
Nice.
What's this cultural role involve? Is it like historical or is it
It's
like...
just to know a bit more about some of the terms that he's talking about. Just
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Then I got a 14.
Great.
So I got a 24. And I will note that I do get if you want to flavour it this way, I have a +2 racial bonus from the Shirin's cultural fascination.
Yep.
So he naturally absorbs any information about stuff that he can if it's available.
Absolutely. Ada
Oh, I got a 9.
and Pinch.
I got a 15,
I'm not-
presuming that this isn't something that my bonus would apply to.
Yeah, and which one was your bonus again?
So it's it lowers the DC by 5 for anything about criminals.
Not so much,
Yeah.
but the way that I would flavor that is you are too beside yourself and distraught over the relinquishing
mourning,
the
yeah.
Aeon Stone. You're not listening to this part of the
Yeah,
conversation.
I've checked out.
No.
Zahak, you can basically decipher what the river between is referring to. Most people that looks upon the Diaspora understand is that kind of weaving its way through the various asteroids that make up this belt is a literal river that floats and winds its way through the Diaspora that seems to have some sort of unnatural force field or something that is containing this river, but it literally snakes its way.
What's it
through
made of?
It's water.
It's water.
It's literally a river.
Literal
Whoa.
water.
Literally a
Flowing
river.
water in space.
space.
Cool.
That's
as-
fucked up. Yeah.
Cool. It's cool AF is what it is.
Yeah. It's called the River Between, and no one entirely knows why, like how it's contained there, but it's fucking contained.
What's the
there.
source?
In a world...
What does it flow into?
In a world where, like, there are the undead, an entire planet of
absolutely.
undead and, like, monsters of all sorts being like, hey, there's a river in space in the middle of an asteroid field that has no beginning, no end, and moves its way through the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Sure. And it's just wet.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is not wet?
Now, Phil, with
Sorry.
your role,
Sorry to bring that
with
up.
your role,
Yes.
you have heard the stories of Havernak's vortex. Havernak's fuck me, I keep wanting to say fortress. Havernak's vortex is a literal vortex that appears at a certain place in the Diaspora twice yearly. It's this vortex that appears for a total time of half an hour, 30 minutes. And there was a time when a particular person, whose name escapes me at the moment, would literally travel into the vortex and would speak of this weird, unnatural station that was there, and would bring back like stories of horror and otherworldly. Like, the idea is that it seems to be this weird dimensional portal. And one time, around a decade ago, they went in and just never returned. This is the vortex that they speak of. It's known to be one of the most dangerous places in the entirety of the Diaspora,
Because you don't want to be around it when it opens.
which explains why an omen bringer being close by to this thing makes a whole lot of sense, and why not many people would know of its existence, because no one travels near here.
So, Glivik whips out his personal terminal, his personal computer.
The vortex, I have notes on this. A interdimensional portal, we suppose, of unknown provenance. It appears twice yearly, and what is beyond is spoken about as being quite terrible. That would explain how a capital class ship could be hiding in the area, because people avoid it quite strictly, because being sucked in would perhaps be worse than death.
There is much unknown about it, but there have been stories. Does that mean people have encountered it and lived?
Yes, let me look at my notes. Their name escapes me, but one famous explorer is known to have gone in and come back Until one time they did not return.
Ah. And they did not leave many notes?
What they have given when they did return is somewhat scrambled and unknown in terms of what exactly it all means. Some things are outside the frame of reference for us that live on the material planes of existence.
It is indeed a fascinating history lesson for all.
Oh, I forgot Teresh was still on the line.
Oh, sorry.
How rude.
This is where I shall bid you farewell. I thank you again.
And you see now the stones are floating above his head, and he's playing around.
Does he just look like so happy?
His eye, like what accounts for a Formian grin is similar to what would account for a Sheeran grin. It's majorly in the eyes, much like an Andalite. There you go.
Smiles with the eyes.
Smiles with the eyes, as you see.
I thank you very much for your part in this transaction, and I hope... Well, I hope there is value in your end of the transaction that you find what it is you speak.
It better be, otherwise I'll come back for my rocks.
Oh, that's not how it works. You know this better than most, but I appreciate the attempt.
Perhaps there will be an opportunity to trade further in future, Pinch.
Yeah.
You are always welcome back upon Broken Rock, preferably once the stories about you maybe we don't want people to you're a criminal, but you're also a public criminal now, and that has its own problems. You know this.
We're both moving up in the world. We've gone our separate ways. It's okay.
It's okay. All right. Well, I've never been good at goodbye, so I'll just say goodbye.
Me neither. And he hangs up.
Yeah, there you go. Great. And you see the ships start to turn around and eventually make their way off into the distance, and Clink, rather. So many names.
Using his government name.
Yeah.
Means you're angry at him.
You kind of pop into the coordinates roughly where Havanax vortex would be found.
Setting a course
And
for Havanax and transferring it to the helm.
This river they speak of, is that apocryphal? A literal river?
It's a literal river.
You can literally see it from where you are.
There's water around here.
It winds its way throughout the asteroid belt itself.
Space river.
Here, let me bring it up on your sensor terminal.
And I'll send it over towards you so you can look at it at your terminal.
Many thanks.
Is this our new destination?
Sure is. Let's go.
Heading off.
Pinch, when we get the chance, we'll go back for those rocks.
Yeah, thanks. You always know what to say.
Yes.
You start to head your way down the river, as it were, as you follow the stream.
I'm guessing we don't fly through it. That doesn't sound healthy.
No, I wouldn't advise it.
Are there creatures swimming in it?
Little dolphin.
Space
dolphin.
whales
Space
and stuff? Yeah.
Little space fish that are jumping upstream. They're space
That would be
salmon.
so cool.
Space
It's got its own ecosystem in it.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
and the Ursa Minor, like a star bear, just
I see no reason why there can't be.
Yeah.
You're using conventional thrusters. Now that you're in the Diaspora, there's no reason to be in drift space. It just doesn't make sense to do so. And you start to travel for 10 minutes, 15 minutes as you're making your way downstream towards Havanax vortex.
Keep an eye on our sensors. We don't have the best sensors in the world, but we have medium range budget sensors. But we're going to be scanning those for any kind of undue interest towards us.
Yes.
Good. Make me a computers check. Sorry, is for science officer things.
A computers check?
It's the same for me.
Yeah.
They're both 10.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
No, you said you did it, so you do it. I can't help you.
14.
Great. It's actually a fairly simple check. You happen to notice it before. I actually do notice it before Regis does. Absolutely, you do. Regis sucks. I love that.
What is Regis here for?
Regis is here because he's part of the ship.
And
He's more administrative. Like, he's not particularly great at
Do you
running the
want
ship.
to answer the emails?
you notice and something that at first looks like just the asteroids behind you. But you notice that one appears to be... Basically, you notice that some ship seems to be trying to cloak itself through the asteroids. It's weaving a path to make itself seem like it is an asteroid, but in fact, it's following you.
Wait, hang on. No, that same contact twice. It can't be a rock. We're being followed, and they're trying to remain discreet.
Well, in that they have failed.
They have not driven casual. Star Wars reference.
No, I got it.
The silence is deafening.
Sean, if you could insert a laugh track.
Where in Star Wars is that?
Try and drive casual. Try and fly casual. Fuck, it's fly! Fuck!
You want to take that again?
Which Star Wars is that from? Is it from the Ridge Tridge?
Yeah, it's Rich Tridge.
Oh man,
Okay,
I feel
alright.
bad now.
Sorry.
I do notice it now. My apology. I was focused on the task ahead and not what was behind us. Theory bear.
Too many emails.
Can we get a clearer reading on
Sorry, no,
size
what was that?
and class?
I said I apologize that I couldn't get a proper reading on what was behind us. I was focusing on what was in front of us.
Yes, his language processors. I need to look at them.
And make me one more computers roll.
So more focused on picking up what
Yeah.
they are.
Ellen, you can help.
Can I help?
Yeah,
Can
you
I
absolutely
please
can.
help?
Roll that D20.
Now that we all
It's
know
just no
something's following
modifiers.
us.
Just beat a 10.
That's a 13.
Yeah, absolutely. So you get a +2 on top of that to your computers roll.
Thank God I have a good computer. It's a 3.
Natural 20 for a 32.
Yeah, absolutely fucking great. Not only do you kind of, like, you put this 2 and 2 together, this is one of the ships that was in the convoy. This is a small fighter that was in the convoy and is trying to sneak its way. Like, you recognize the same pattern, and you eventually get a visual of this ship as it starts to peek around the side.
There. Enhance that visual. Blow it out onto the view screen.
And as it feels itself getting scanned, it hails you.
On screen.
Maybe they want to give me my rocks back.
Well, there is always hope.
Maybe there's something that we could take from them.
Oh no. Oh no. Sean's getting stuff.
Sean literally got away from the table and came with such enthusiasm.
And there's a whole deck of cards now.
I am utilizing another Starfinder little what do you call it? Tool, which is called the Deck of Many Worlds. But what it also does, it allows me
That's
to pull
very
out
clever.
random creatures. So I was going to leave this moment to be determined by the heart of the cards.
Ooh.
You've activated my trap card.
There's
Not a blue-eyed dragon.
There's a creature just called a gun. Or it's actually just a ship. The
James.
ship is the creature.
It's James Gunn.
That's why it's literally like poking its head around the fucking asteroid.
This, on this view screen of this tiny fighter, the creature within dominates the screen. It is a hulking red creature with a hardened exoskeleton, almost like a triangular cone head dome on the front, and 2 massive pincers on the side, like tusks on the left
vest?
and the right. No, it's
No.
not a vest.
because
It's,
it looks
it's
more.
a-
It's more insectoid.
It's like it looks almost like a metallic abomination from the Incredible Hulk. It's almost Red Hulkish.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
going to show you what this thing looks like.
Yeah.
1 second.
It's
okay.
fucked up.
Give me a second.
Yeah, he's
It's
fucked.
mad messed up. Okay.
It's mad messed up. It looks like a fucking Umber Hulk from fucking D&D,
Oh yeah.
but
Okay.
more mean and more
He's
metallic.
shiny and buff.
Yeah.
Oh
You
no,
know what it looks
my
like?
two
It look-
biggest
It's not
weaknesses.
one of the core races.
It
then.
looks like a fucking Ben 10 monster.
It does.
Okay, I have-
okay.
that is-
Absolutely
no,
it
no,
does.
now you're talking
outside
my
of my frame of
language.
reference, guys.
Okay. It looks like
The one that's like black
what's
and
old
red.
people Ben 10.
Holy moly!
Right. Exactly like Ben 10, Phil.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Ben 10, man.
Yeah, this thing has like a hulking shell on the back of it, a tiny head with 2 massive tusks that jut out
They're
on
like
either side.
blades, not just tusks.
Yeah.
They look like swords on its face.
And it has a couple of arms again on its sides.
It has simply too many arms.
It's like Goro-esque as
It
well.
is.
Yeah,
Your
it
mate,
is
slightly
your mate is a
Goro-esque.
Kasathan and you're saying that has too many arms?
Yo, I'm used to his arms.
What is it? Do we know what that
Yeah, do we
kind
need
of
to make
creature
a
Now
is?
roll?
you can make me a
Okay.
life
Ooh.
science.
Life science.
Never mind. No,
So
I
I'm
can't.
guessing it's obscure enough to not just know it. If we need to make a life science roll,
16 for Arda.
14.
I can't roll life science.
Oh, you
Oh.
can't roll
Is it
life
because you
science.
don't have
I
the
don't,
skill?
I don't have it.
I actually technically I'm not trained either.
I am.
You can't roll it unless you're
Yeah.
trained in it.
I have -1 in it, but I am trained in it, which is fucked up.
Oh.
Could I do a...
How does
if
that
this guy's
work?
from the group we just left,
Yeah.
can I do a different roll to see if I know him personally?
Yeah, let's do that.
I know him.
Actually-
I've never asked his
But
race.
it's, how did your
Seems
life sciences
impolite.
go?
I wasn't trained in it,
Seems-
and I rolled a natural
seems
20.
impolite.
So fuck that natural 20. That thing's gone
You just
forever.
And you
wasted
wasted
that.
that natural 20.
It's
Did
gone
anyone else
forever.
Did anyone else do life science?
16, and I am trained in
I'm
it,
not
so I
trained.
can do it.
Yep. So you know,
We all went to roll that. It was just Ellen who could actually do
Only
it.
I could have done it, but I appreciate the help.
and
Robot is the only one
make
that
me
figures life science.
yeah, I'm gonna say make me a culture check
Oh,
because
okay.
it's your past.
And will that apply
It's
to my
free captains, yeah.
my
The criminal thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
absolutely it
criminal.
does. Yeah.
Sick.
We don't know.
So the whatever,
Yes, we do.
whatever the DC is lower, whatever the DC is, it's -5.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, guys. That's always worked so well for us.
Has it? And has it worked for you?
That's 15.
Me,
Yeah.
personally, in my life.
It works for the story.
So, this is a free captain. I'm just gonna get one of his names up.
Dave.
John. John Dave.
What's your favorite
Dave.
banal name?
It's Dave.
Dave?
It's
Craig.
always
I'm a
Dave.
Steve.
All
I'm a
right.
Steve.
I'm gonna start with you.
Yeah.
This is what is known as a trox. Trox. I'm just going to read you a tiny bit about them. As a species, trox have undergone numerous supernatural transformations during their long history in the Pact Worlds. Their modern bipedal form arose in response to a divine messenger's decree, believed to be a mortal incarnation of a Hylax. Though hypothesized to have once resembled giant eight-legged beetles, trox now stand on their two hind legs, towering as much as 12 feet in height. As their uppermost pair of limbs developed into powerful arms, their middle forelimbs shrank and now have a fraction of the strength. A pair of sword-like mandibles frame their smaller jaws. The former mandibles close slowly and clumsily, serving more like an extra set of hands than a natural set of weapons. Pinch. This is Kemba. Kembah.
I think when it comes up on screen,
Good old Kemba.
And
I think Clink tries to kind of suppress it, but he goes, "Ugh."
like you
Clink
cannot
is space racist. He hates
is
religions.
so-
He hates
like
other
you
races.
literally you can't even see the seat.
hate him.
You can't see the seat behind it.
Just startled
You
by
can't
him.
see
Yeah,
anything. Like it's
startled, yeah.
literally the entirety of the screen, and like boxed into this cockpit is Kemba, and Kemba just goes,
Oh, you always did have trouble fitting in the frame, Kemba.
The free captains are foolish. There is a sizable reward for you, Pinch. Free captain or not, I intend to collect.
We made a trade with Teresh.
Trade this.
and we're going into Starship
What
combat.
a fucking line. That's
Yeah,
a great
that's
line.
pretty
Great line.
good.
Trade this.
You're welcome.
And that's when we're going to take a break. You have been listening to Among the Dust, which is a Roll to Cast production. The best way to find us is on Twitter, Discord, and our Patreon. All our podcasts are on Acast, Spotify, YouTube, and all good podcatchers. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/roll-to-cast. Starfinder and all associated properties are trademark of Paizo Incorporated, authorized through Paizo's community use policy.
Who are the Adari again?
Shh, I'm Googling that right now.
Wait,